They don't tell you this at your annual checkup, and they don't say it when they smile and tell you to keep walking every day. But for many people over 75, walking alone quietly stops being enough long before the body makes it obvious. Bones thin without warning, muscles fade without pain, balance slips in tiny moments you brush off, until one day the floor comes up faster than you expect, and your life changes in a single second. Most seniors who end up in my office after a fall say the same thing. Doctor, I walk every day. I thought I was doing everything right. And I believe them, I really do. Because walking feels safe. Walking feels responsible. Walking feels like the promise we were all given, that if we just keep moving forward, our bodies will follow. This quiet conversation is part of the Healthy Senior Lab, a place built for older adults who want honest answers without fear, without pressure, and without being talked down to. Just the truth, delivered gently, because your years deserve respect. Picture a normal morning. You wake up before the rest of the house, maybe before the sun. The floor feels colder than it used to. You pause for a moment before standing, just to make sure your legs are ready. You do not tell anyone about that pause. You hold on to the dresser or the edge of the bed, just for balance, just in case. The mirror shows a familiar face, but something feels different. Not worse, just quieter, slower, more careful. At the doctor's office, the nurse wraps the cuff around your arm. Blood pressure is fine, weight is stable. The doctor asks if you exercise. You say yes proudly because you do. You walk every day, around the block, at the mall, on the treadmill when the weather turns. The doctor nods, smiles, and moves on. But there is a question that does not get asked, and it is the question that matters most after 75. Not, are you moving, but are you still strong enough to catch yourself? Strength is not loud. Loss of strength does not announce itself. It does not ache like arthritis or burn like a strained muscle. It slips away quietly, one fiber at a time, especially in the hips, thighs, and core, the places that decide whether a stumble becomes a fall. Walking is gentle. That is why we love it. But gentle does not always protect. After 75, bones need a reason to stay dense. Muscles need a reason to stay awake. Balance needs to be challenged just enough to remember how to respond. At night, this truth often shows up as a thought you do not share. You lie in bed and replay the moment you nearly tripped on the rug, or the time you reached for the counter and missed by an inch. You tell yourself it was nothing. You tell yourself everyone does that. But part of you wonders when almost becomes this time. Families notice before you do. A daughter hovering a little closer, a spouse asking if you want help with stairs, grandkids told to be careful around you, even though you feel the same inside. Independence does not disappear all at once. It erodes gently, and that is what makes it so dangerous. Here's what most people are never told. After 75, the goal is no longer just movement. The goal is resilience, the ability to stand up from a chair without using your hands, the ability to shift your weight quickly, the ability to recover when life nudges you off balance. Orthopedic surgeons see the end of this story far too often. A broken hip does not just break bone, it breaks routines, it breaks confidence, it breaks the quiet agreement you had with your body that it would keep carrying you through your days. The good news, and there is good news, is that this decline is not inevitable. The body, even in its later years, still listens when spoken to clearly. It still adapts when asked kindly but firmly. It still rebuilds when given the right signals. What matters now is not how far you walk, but what you ask your body to do when you stop walking, how you rise, how you steady yourself, how you load your bones gently but purposefully. These are not gym exercises. These are life-preserving movements woven into ordinary moments. Think about standing at the kitchen counter. Think about sitting down to tie your shoes. Think about reaching for something just out of range. These moments are either training your body to stay capable or quietly teaching it to surrender. No one explains this because no one wants to scare you, but fear is not the point. Awareness is. Because the strongest seniors are not the ones who push hardest. They're the ones who train the skills that matter most, quietly, consistently, and with intention.
If walking were enough, orthopedic wards would be empty. They're not, and that's not a failure on your part. It's a gap in the story you were given. There is something simple, something safe, something profoundly effective that changes how the body ages after 75, and it does not start with speed or distance. It starts with teaching your body that it is still needed, still capable, still worth protecting. And once you understand that, the way you move through every day begins to feel different, and that realization tends to arrive slowly, usually right when you're standing still, holding on to the counter, wondering why that small moment felt heavier than it should have. That heaviness is not weakness, it's information. It's your body whispering before it ever thinks about shouting. When an older adult tells me they feel a little less steady, a little slower getting out of a chair, a little more cautious on stairs, I don't hear decline, I hear timing. I hear an opportunity that still exists. After 75, the body changes the rules quietly. Muscles no longer respond just because you move them. Bones no longer stay dense just because you're upright. Balance no longer sharpens unless it is invited to do so. Walking keeps the heart busy and the mind clear, but it asks very little of the systems that keep you upright when life surprises you. Think about how often you sit during a normal day. Breakfast chair, car seat, doctor's waiting room, favorite armchair in the evening. Each time you sit, your body has a choice when it stands again. It can rely on momentum or it can rely on strength. Most of us, without realizing it, start using momentum more and strength less. We rock forward, we push off with our hands, we lean, we do whatever makes it easier in the moment. Ease feels kind, but ease teaches the body to forget. Orthopedic surgeons pay close attention to what happens before injuries, not just after. We see patterns. The fall that breaks a hip almost always follows months or years of subtle adaptations. Standing becomes slower, steps become shorter, turns become careful. None of this feels alarming. It feels sensible, until the day it's not enough. There's a reason the most dangerous place for seniors is not the sidewalk, but the bathroom and the kitchen. Tight spaces, quick turns, slippery moments. Walking prepares you for straight lines. Life rarely moves in straight lines. At night, when the house is quiet, many older adults replay their day. They think about what they didn't say out loud, the wobble they laughed off, the stair they took one at a time, the railing they gripped harder than before. These are not failures, they are signals asking for a different kind of attention. The change that protects you after 75 is not dramatic. It does not involve sweat-soaked workouts or painful routines. It involves reminding your muscles and bones that they still have jobs to do. Strength after 75 is not about lifting heavy things, it's about lifting yourself. Balance after 75 is not about standing on one foot like a gymnast, it's about recovering when your foot lands where you didn't expect. One of the most powerful movements for seniors is also one of the most overlooked: standing up slowly from a chair without using your hands, sitting back down with control. This single action speaks directly to the muscles that save you during a stumble: thighs, hips, core. These muscles don't get stronger from walking alone, they get stronger when asked to move your body against gravity. Another quiet protector is side-to-side movement. Life does not push us only forward, it nudges us sideways. A pet under your foot, a bag slipping from your shoulder, a turn to answer someone calling your name. Gentle side steps at the kitchen counter, holding on if needed, remind your balance system that it still needs to be awake. Bones listen too. They respond to gentle loading, to pressure that says, "Stay strong, I still need you." When bones don't hear that message, they thin. Not because you failed them, because they adapted to what they were asked to do, which was very little. Doctors rarely explain this because appointments are short and conversations about aging are delicate, but honesty is kinder than silence. The goal is not to scare you into action, it's to show you that you still have influence. Even 10 minutes a day of purposeful movement can change how your body responds months later. Not all at once, slowly, quietly, in ways you notice one morning when you stand up and realize you didn't reach for the counter. Family members see this change before you do. They comment that you seem steadier, that you move with more confidence, that you look more comfortable in your own space. Confidence is not just emotional, it's physical memory returning. This is not about adding more to your day. It's about changing how you do what you already do, standing with intention, sitting with control, shifting weight with awareness. These moments don't announce themselves as exercise. They feel like life, which is why they work. There is a common fear among seniors that strength work will cause injury. That's understandable, but fragility grows faster from avoidance than from gentle challenge. The body that is never challenged becomes fragile by default. The body that is challenged kindly becomes resilient. Orthopedic wards are filled with people who were active, who walked, who stayed busy, but who never trained the moments that matter most. That's not a judgment, it's a lesson learned too late.
The moments you usually rush through without thinking. Those moments are transitions, standing up, sitting down, turning around, stepping sideways, reaching, pausing. These small transitions decide more about your safety than any long walk ever could. Most falls do not happen because someone is weak. They happen because the body is caught between movements, not fully standing, not fully sitting, not fully turned. That in-between space is where strength, balance, and awareness either show up together or they don't. After 75, the body needs help remembering how to own those transitions again. There is a quiet practice many orthopedic surgeons wish every senior knew about earlier. It is not a program, it is not a routine you need to memorize. It is a way of moving through your day with intention. When you stand up from a chair, do it slowly. Feel your feet press into the floor. Let your legs do the work instead of your hands. If you need support, use it, but do not rush. When you sit down, lower yourself with control, as if the chair might disappear and your body still needs to know how to land safely. This single change, repeated a few times a day, wakes up the muscles that protect your hips and knees. It tells your bones they are still needed. It teaches your nervous system that you are paying attention again. Another simple shift is how you turn. Many seniors pivot quickly without realizing it. Instead, take 2 small steps when you turn. Let your whole body move together. This reduces sudden twisting and gives your balance system time to respond. Side-to-side movement matters more than people realize. Life pulls us sideways far more often than forward. Standing at the counter and gently stepping 1 foot out to the side, then back, holding on if needed, is one of the most protective things you can do for your balance. It looks small, it is not. Breathing plays a role too. Shallow breathing tightens the body. Tight bodies fall harder. Slow, steady breathing keeps muscles responsive instead of rigid. When you move, let yourself breathe. Calm movement creates calm reactions. What surprises many seniors is how quickly confidence returns when these habits become part of daily life. Not confidence that makes you reckless, but confidence that makes you steady. You stop rushing because you do not feel chased by your own body anymore. Family members notice first. They see you getting up more smoothly, moving with less hesitation, standing taller without trying. These changes are quiet, but they are powerful. There is no finish line here, no moment where you are done. This is maintenance, like brushing your teeth or locking your door at night. Simple actions that protect your future without demanding attention. Orthopedic surgeons measure success differently than most people expect. Success is not avoiding every ache. It is avoiding the injury that steals independence. It is helping someone stay in their own home. It is keeping confidence intact. If this message feels like something you wish your parents had heard or something you want to remember for yourself, consider staying connected. A gentle like, a share with someone you care about, or a subscription helps this kind of calm, life-protecting information reach people who need it before they learn the hard way. The goal is not to add years to life at any cost. It is to protect the years you already have so they are lived with steadiness, dignity, and confidence.
And when you stand up tonight, even if no one is watching, take a second longer. Feel your feet. Feel your strength. That small pause is not hesitation. It is awareness. And awareness at this stage of life is one of the strongest protections you can give yourself.